This is another new technology that I investigated today. The intended audience for this technology would be my students. My students are big fans of Quizlet. They use them a lot to study for vocabulary quizzes or just reinforce new content in many different areas. But this is a different platform. It's got some things in common, but not all of my students like Quizlet. So maybe there would be something in here for them. The purpose of using this particular platform over Quizlet is that they have a science-based philosophy that involves a confidence-based repetition method that is, quote, proven by decades of cognitive science research to help you learn twice as fast and to retain knowledge for longer than studying with traditional methods. They have all of that information in their Why It Works tab, but in order to use it, you do have to go and log in, or you need to create an account, which I did just through Google. It was really easy and really fast. We're already logged in here, so before we see how it works, let's talk about the ISTE standards that it does align with. If you take a look at the ISTE standards for educational leaders, you'll see that number 3 means empowering leader, and standard 3C states that you should inspire a culture of innovation and collaboration that allows the time and space to explore and experiment with digital tools. I would give my students time in class to mess around on here and see if they like the platform, but they would definitely need some time in class to get familiar. And then another standard that it lines up with is ISTE for educational leaders under empowering leader, 3D. Support educators in using technology to advance learning that meets the diverse learning, cultural, and socio-emotional needs for individual students. Like I said, not all of my students use Quizlet, but a lot of them do, so they might find, the ones that aren't really into Quizlet, maybe will find something that suits their individual needs. So it says here classes. Classes are kind of like a new deck. So these down here are different classes that already just existed on this platform for me to go ahead and use if I'd like to. If I want to find other ones, I'll just go up here to find flashcards, and you can see that there are just a whole lot of different topics that you can study that Quizlet doesn't have, namely professional certifications. I saw one for driver's licenses or just for vocations. So I think it's nice to be able to have this tool for them to use in many different ways that they might find later on in their lives. This is kind of my dashboard. So if I wanted to create a class or a deck, I could go over here to classes created, or I'm sorry, my classes. And I haven't created any, but if I wanted to, I certainly could. I have messed around here with the AP Spanish verbs that was already here ready to go for me. So let's see what it looks like and see how this goes. Okay, so one thing I'm not a huge fan of is that they don't have to type anything in here. I know that the verb for to come in Spanish is venir. So let's see.
Venir.
Oh, all right. They get to hear it. That's nice. I know that perfectly. To read, that is leer.
Leer.
I know that perfectly. To see, the verb is ver.
Ver.
To live is vivir.
Vivir.
Okay. So, and I can, of course, keep going throughout this, or I can just go ahead and see all the cards in this deck to see if this is something that's really going to help me. And I can see I know most of that, so I wouldn't go through that if I was a student, but somebody might. Thank you.